Hey everyone, welcome to the Game 4 recap here for the Edmonton Oilers versus the New York Islanders. And, wow, what a brutal game. There's so much to talk about, really. Leave a like if you wanted to throw your remote through your television set there for probably one of 5 horrible plays by Evan Bouchard. I mean, this whole entire episode technically could be about Evan Bouchard, and I don't know, like sometimes I watch this guy and I'm like, what is this guy thinking? Like, he acts like he has an extra 3 seconds of time on every play, and it just doesn't make any sense. But I did promise myself that I'm not going to get mad at him anymore during the regular season. I guess it just comes with the package, as they say, because he makes up for it in the playoffs. And, we are going to hear this from other fan bases, I'll tell you that. With Bouchard's contract at $10.5 million, to make 4 or 5 ridiculously bad plays in one game isn't going to look well. And you add that to Darnell Nurse and his play at $9.25 million. $20 million tied up on those two guys in the regular season just looks crazy probably to other fans on paper when they look at the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, we got to move on from Bouchard because, I mean, there wasn't enough swear words in the bank when it hit 3rd, 4th, and 5th giveaway. While watching that game, I'm sure a lot of you felt the same way, but we're just going to have to move on from it and just file it under just Bouchard. He's probably has 3-4 games like this a year where he doesn't even look like he's playing hockey. Like, he just looks out of it. So we're not going to touch any further on that. Obviously, the Oilers lose 4-2 to the Islanders in a game. Really, they had the game in a stranglehold. They're up 2-1, and they're on the power play. And I don't know how Bo Horvat gets that open on a penalty kill. He's basically on a breakaway from the red line. I watched the replays, and Nuge is crossing over to support that side. I have no idea what Bouchard's thinking there to also cross over and try to keep the puck in and leave absolutely no safety net for the a puck, a wrong bounce or a pass out of the zone like they did. I think at that point that was the 3rd gaffe by Bouchard at that point, but for me that was the TSN turning point. It just took the wind out of the sails for the Oilers. It was just, they got a lot of opportunities, but they just can't bury it. McDavid's not shooting. There's a lot that looks wrong at this point right now. We'll see what turns out. Just for that game, you just gotta file that one under, behind you and move on, because you're not gonna. You probably can't find one good Skinner played okay. Roslovic and Draisaitl played okay. Maybe add Savoie to that, but after that, there's not too many bright points. My personal top 3 issues with the Oilers so far, very small sample size, but in these 4 games, number 1, the offense is not generating any scoring. It's not looking good. They're getting some chances, but at the end of the day, they're not burying the puck. They're not scoring a lot. And also, number 2, there's way too many changes in the lines. Nothing has been... This happened last year, and it drove me nuts. We were 20 games away from the season ending, and the constant shuffle of lines continued. I can't stand it. It's so annoying. You can't build chemistry, and it's happening again. And I don't know how many more times they're going to take to figure it out, that you can't keep changing the lines. It's ridiculous. But, still the first 10 games. But, I mean, after 10 games, they should have set lines like most other teams have at that point. And number 3 for me is the physicality factor has been brutal. 7 hits, single digits last night against the Islanders. There's been 0 fights since the beginning of the year. That Vancouver game, the Oilers needed to stand up for themselves. They didn't. There should have been at least 2 fights in that game. Didn't happen. Just the physicality factor is brutal. They're taking a lot of dumb penalties. Frederick has gotten a penalty almost in every single game except for one. Thomas X, getting a steady trip to the penalty box, it seems, all the time. He got 2 in the first game. He got, another one yesterday. It's just... They're just shooting themselves in the foot once again, and it's very frustrating to watch. So that's where I'm going to leave the Oilers season so far. Hopefully they can turn it around against the Devils here coming up. But like I said, it's not... it hasn't been fun hockey to watch. Let's just be honest here. It hasn't been fun hockey to watch. That's my feeling. And the Oilers are playing an afternoon game against the Devils at 1:30. So 1:30 on Saturday. So we'll see if they can turn it around. But just from the looks of these first 4 games, there's a lot that needs to be done, and the effort needs to be much higher. Let's just leave it at that. So, having said that, glad we got that out of the way. Let's take a moment here to switch on over to Twitter X and see what the Oilers faithful had to say. Just a quick reminder, we are on Twitter X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow us there at Frozen Oil Hockey. And let's just go straight to Twitter here and see what the Oilers faithful had to say. So, kicking it off here, this one is from us here at Frozen Oil Hockey. Happy birthday to former Oiler and Stanley Cup champion Joe Murphy. And I don't know if you guys got a chance to see that special on Joe Murphy. Obviously, Joe Murphy has gone through some hard times in recent years. So wish him nothing but the best. Once an Oiler, always an Oiler. And then the next one is from the Edmonton Oilers. And just wanted to mention that the former Investors Group member and chair, Bruce Seville, passed away recently. Just wanted to give our condolences here at Frozen Oil. If it wasn't for him leading the way, the Edmonton Oilers might have been in Houston. So very lucky for him to have led the way, and the entire group to have fought so hard to keep the Oilers here. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. We wouldn't have a beautiful new arena downtown, and we wouldn't be watching our current version of the Oilers for the last probably 20 years. Since probably 20 years it's been. So RIP to him, and just wanted to mention that. And let's get this kicked off here. First one from Let's Go Oilers. Oilers are fugly right now. Next one from Tyler DT. This Oilers team is effing trash right now. This team should be 1-3. Other than the Vancouver game, they've stunk up the place, and I agree 100%. Not just that, just very boring hockey to watch. I don't know. They're playing this, don't touch the opponent's style, and, it's not working. It is not working. They are not finishing. The lines keep changing. They're not scoring. Their power play is not working. So, again, hopefully that changes. It's only been 4 games, but right now a lot needs to improve on the Edmonton Oilers. Next one from Milt Hodgins. It's been said that only the Oilers can beat the Oilers. Stupid, lazy penalty. And yeah, way too many penalties. Way too many penalties. Just they have these 1-goal, 2-goal leads, and they just keep going to the penalty box, and their leads keep dwindling down. And then whether it's a weak goal or a costly giveaway that leads to a goal, the opponents are tying these games. We had a 3-0 lead in game 1 in the home opener. Lost that game in the shootout, and we had a 2-1 lead yesterday, and on the power play, and they tie the game and take the lead. So we're just giving away these points. And again, if their goal is to win the division, you got to pick up these points, especially against a team like the Islanders, who had their backup goalie in net. Like, come on. Next one from Oilers John. Too many brain dead players today, especially Nurse and Bouchard. You can't win like that. Yeah, Bouchard's game was horrible. It was just horrible. Next one from Brett Jeffrey. As long as the Oilers stop giving Barzal and Horvat breakaways, I'm certain they will win this game. Yeah, it seemed like the Islanders were on a breakaway like every 5 minutes. Next one from Bleed Oil and Blue. Oilers have played 2 bad road games, 2-1-1. 2 very bad road games. And I said it in the Game 3 recap. We were very lucky to come up with a win against the Rangers there, because they outshot us tremendously, and Skinner just stole that game for us. So, we could easily be 1-3 right now. Next one from Alan Smithy. Is it wrong of me to think the Oilers' play style is actually boring this year? It's been a handful of games, but I'm bored. You are not alone, Alan. I agree with you 100%. And I don't see it improving immediately because, again, all the grit players that we had, that, the Evander Kanes, the Connor Browns, and the Corey Perrys, that just, they're these grit guys that, will ignite a play with a hit or a fight or something. They're just not here anymore. And again, 7 hits in last night's game. 7 hits in a professional hockey league game, in an NHL game. It's so odd, and that happened last year so many times. They want different results. They have to play differently. That's it. You went against the Florida Panthers. You got squashed, especially in Game 5, because you refused to play physical. And I'm not saying the Oilers are built to be a physical team. The Oilers are a run-and-gun offensive powerhouse team. But at the same time, you have to stand up for yourself. And when the other team is playing physical, you got to be physical back. Otherwise, the ice is going to tilt, and you're going to lose back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. Next one from Taylor Hall's Pass. Flip to the Oilers game, watching Blue Jays, only to hear Bouchard with the turnover. Back to the Jays game. Yeah, luckily that Jays game was on yesterday to kind of flip through and watch, because yikes, that was a tough game to watch as an Oiler fan. Next one from Vince. Oilers looked like ass tonight. 100% agree. Next one from Low Tide. Here's the thing about Evan Bouchard. He's worth it. I understand and see the flaws. Actually calls it controller unplugged, and those plays have an impact. He's worth it. He's so good with the puck, and he will mature. Keep the faith. Yeah. Like I said at the top of the episode, we just gotta erase that game from our mind and fast forward to the playoffs. Bouchard's a different player. Next one from McJesus Saves. Carter Hart won't mean shit when the Oilers beat them in 5 for the second year in a row. And yeah, Carter Hart has signed with the Vegas Golden Knights, if you haven't heard. So, I mean, right now, with this team the Oilers have iced right now, there's very little chance they would beat the Vegas Golden Knights in 5 games. We'll leave that at that. Next one from Bagged Milk. Another avoidable loss for the Oilers due to bonehead mistakes. Brutal. I mean, Oiler fans are not happy. Next one from Jesse Corville Lynch. I'm genuinely surprised every time I see someone call for the Oilers to fire Chris Knoblauch. It makes zero sense. Back-to-back cup finals, everything he does works. He doesn't play the young guys. Well, they haven't earned it. Suck it up. Let's go Oilers. And I haven't heard of anyone calling for Knoblauch's head. So I don't know where that's coming from, Jesse, but I agree with you. Yeah, there's no way they're going to fire Chris Knoblauch at this point with his record. But we need to have some stability in the lines. That's for sure. You don't want to play the young guys. I don't care. But once you have lines that are scoring and putting the puck in the net, leave them together. Next one from Captain Jack. Friendly reminder that Evan Bouchard is one of the best big game performers in the league and one of the best performing defensemen in NHL playoff history. And I know that obviously didn't show yesterday because holy cow, was that a bad game from him. But like I said, it doesn't matter. We just got to get to the playoffs and then let playoff Bouch come alive. Next one from Dan Fika. This coach doesn't know what he's doing with his lines. McDry for 75 minutes a night, and one of them refuses to shoot the puck ever. Yeah, McDavid had a great chance to shoot the puck there. He had a 3/4 of the net was wide open, and he elected to pass. I do not know why that happened, but it's over now. P.S. McDavid has not scored this year in 4 games. Next one from Wood Guy at WoodGuy55. Dog shit effort and or execution by most Oilers not named Savoie. Yeah, brutal game. Like I said, Savoie had a decent game. Draisaitl had a decent game. You know, not fully, but half decent, I'll say. Obviously got a goal. And Skinner played okay. Roslovic played okay. But other than that, I don't know too many people that were wearing blue and orange that had a great game. And that is pretty much going to do it for Twitter. And that is pretty much going to do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. And most importantly, go Oilers, go.
Frozen or hockey, the channels you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed. Frozen or hockey,